So, bot. So if I gotta bring Scorpbot over here now. Whoop. So you'll be most likely using Scorpbot for your stuff, and a lot of people say it's complicated. However, I'm going to show how easy it is in comparison to other things. So first of all, Scorpbot does a lot of the coding for you. You only have to know basic stuff to use Scorpbot. For example, currency. I need to add more stuff to this, but yeah. Currency, it's like make it an aim, it display how often it gives it out and things like that. A lot of this stuff's done for you. This file here, all these files here, are from an old program that I used to use called MRIC. So, yeah, I'm going to show you what it used to be like to open, to make something like this. This text file here is actually bot coding. This is the code needed to do this. So this currency tab you're seeing here, that's this here inside another bot. Not as easy as it looks. So there's a lot of variables and things like that that go into it. And it's a lot more complicated than what it used to be. So that gives you a general idea. Follower alerts, so settings over here, boom. All your followers and all your alerts like this, yet again. We had to write them all down. So that's the coding. For it to look for a follower, and for the bot to say thanks for following. All of these variables went into it. So when people say Scorpbot is hard, it's not hard. Timers. These links, this thing's over here in your tab. I'm going to go through all this, don't worry, I'm showing how different it is and how easy. As I go, itchy nose. So these are the timers we have to do. Yes, it may look very simple compared to the other ones, but timer link timer link 0 then 6 dot play. So, yeah. And then your very basic commands, something like social. So something like this. Open with Notepad. That was your basic command. Now, you probably noticed in all the commands we have a thing here called, these here that are flood bot or whatever, and flood Twitter. These are what are called floodgate, and these are basically cooldowns. So this bit here, that's what this is, and that's in every last one. The only thing I liked about MRIC over Scorpbot is in MRIC, I could set this floodgate to whatever number I wanted, because it did it in seconds, where Scorpbot does it in minutes. I would like to see that come in minutes. So yeah. There's an example of how complicated the bot used to be. And then we've got this now. And it is super easy in my opinion. So here we go, through Scorpbot, you can log into your various things. Oh, I feel safe doing that. So you've got your Twitch, Mixer, GameWisp, Google, StreamYard, and Discord. I really wish they'd get this working. And here you can monitor your chat and do things like that. You can also type as your bot. See? Bot can type away. Give points to all as monitors for who's watching on Mixer, Twitch, whatever. Ban people and all that stuff. I don't really use that. Dashboard. So beforehand we had to use another program to do something like this. So for example, you'd have StreamYard open or something. And it's like, not even StreamYard. Streamlabs. For on Twitch, that's just recently came over to Mixer, you'd have their dashboard feature open to see stuff like this, where it's all built into the bot now, which I find pretty cool to be honest. So you can see here your followers, your subs, your raiders, your hosts, and your donations. You can set that for each, you can look at them individually, but yeah. You can modify your game and everything from in here. game title, everything like that. Refresh, web show, see. Modify all this from inside the bot. It is amazing. Hosting. So you can tell the bot to do some automatic host for you. So yeah, again, you can do this for Twitch and or Mixer. So I've just got a few people listed here, and this is one of them settings inside Scorpbot that gets me annoyed. It doesn't auto-enable itself every time. I've got to enable this every time. But as soon as I tick these and do list order, what it'll do is it'll check this list in the list order going down, and then it will host whoever's live when I'm not live. Viewers. So this is everyone that's ever been to my channel that the Scorpbot has seen. However, I can filter through this and just go only online. So these are the people right now. Through this, basically, literally, if you want, you can monitor people, customize their bytes and things like that. Edit viewer. Boom, there we go. So here we can go into the edit viewer part, and we can do some special things here. So I've got custom rank, so I've set a streamer and things like that. Boom. So their rank is streamer. They will never go any higher or anything like that. I can make it so that person's a manual sub if they're allowed to be entered the giveaways. If they can gain hours, or if they're allowed to gain points at all. I can make it so they have their own custom message and sound effect on entry or on speak. So you'll notice there's a few people, for example, there's my lovely wife, Sacred Lotus here. If she ever enters the chat, it says that the lotus will bloom before, as she enters it, because that's the message I've put in that will enter on entering chat. Or I can say on speak, so when she first speaks, it will then say the lotus will bloom. However, I think enter is so much better, and I only set this for special people, or as eventually you will be able to buy, your own messages. I may have a bot crash. There we go. Yeah, I have a bot crash. Coming back. This is connected to everything. Giveaway, something I've yet to use. I don't know what extent a giveaway will be. But giveaways. So you can enter something like giveaway for power of freedom. I don't know. And you can make it so it selects from everyone online, so it looks at your current online viewer list, and then it would just go, right, and you've won. All viewers must enter by doing this entire system here. Very simple to win everything. You make it so who's won in the past can't win again. And like I say, it's as simple as pressing, once you've entered what game it is, whatever, it's simple as pressing start. You can make it subscribers only, this is for Mixer only though, or followers only, so only someone that's following you is allowed to actually enter. There is a command to do all this stuff, but I have no clue. I don't know what monitor is even one. So if the person wins, you can make it so, hey, you've got to claim it. If they don't claim it, we can do a reroll. Which is thing, winner must claim prize with this command. Reroll winner in 30 seconds. So if they haven't won it, it'll automatically pick the next winner. And you can set reminders and stuff, and a timer. And like how long the viewer must be active for and things like that. So very useful for doing giveaways. Currency. So currency, first of all, you give your currency a name, whatever you want, to make it master theme of your channel. The command people put in to see it, and this bit of coding here is the code that will basically show up in things. So if you type in exclamation mark bytes, this is the coding you see. So if I do an example, boom, 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 boom. So you see there, it says LumusDigital, you have 10,728 bytes. User, LumusDigital, you have as $points the coding to read the actual points of bytes. Then bytes at the end, because that's what it is. It's like the points code here just displays the number. And then we have ranks and stuff in here. Like I say, I want to add more to this. I want to add ones in between each one. But, so yeah, you can set a rank, and then people can gain points and that. They will slowly rank up through your thing. Rank is based on your points. However, I may end up changing that. Prevent transfer between viewers. This allows people, as if you've got this unticked, people can give their points to someone else. I personally don't have this because they can give any amount, and I like mine being a specific set of numbers. Here as well is where you can make new ranks. So you give it a rank, give it a point name, and you can make it a manual rank or not. If it's a manual rank, you've got to go into the viewers and then give them it separately. So here's where your payout is. So online payout, they get as their points every 15 minutes, and offline payout, they get their points every 60 minutes. This is how I set my stream up. So you still get points, but at a very slower rate. Points payout when stream is live, 8. Points payout when stream is offline, 8. So you get 8 bytes every 15 minutes and 8 bytes every 60 minutes when the stream is online and offline. Bonuses. If you're an active user, so if you've spoken in the last 60 minutes, you'll be given granted a bonus 8 points. If you're a regular, you get a bonus 16. Subscriber, you get a bonus 120. And if you're a moderator, well, you get nothing else. You're a mod. And these are one-time events. Follower bonuses, stream jar donation, and subscriber bonus. So when any of these events happen, that user will get a bonus set amount of points. I don't want to set one for follower, but I do want to set one for stream jar. Commands will get to this bit later, as this is where most of the complicated mind fuck's gonna come. Same with the timer, we'll do them at the same time. Tools. So these are like so we have counters. So these are through commands and things like that. So if I type in KH def, that counter goes up, and basically allows me to do a counter system through commands that I can let my mods and everything moderate. And I've got different ones for that, so you can see. And then here is the counter thing. So this all goes to a text file. So we open up the folder here. So KH defs, boom, defs 5. So I can add that text file into my stream as a part of the overlay if I wanted to. Queue. So this is a brilliant system if people want to join a game with you, but there's too many people. So your game can only hold 4 people, but 10 people want to join you. Well, then you can do is then you can start a queue. So without going to Scorpbot itself, you can have you can just have a mod, type in queue, start, boom, the queue is started, type queue to join, and it says type that, but I don't know if that works. Yeah, it does. To join, type in queue, boom, I am now in the queue. And then through this, a moderator can type in queue. Next. Boom. And then it'll pop out the next person in the queue, and it'll slowly go through it all. And this way, it's a matter of looking through and seeing who wants to join you. So, queue, stop. Queue is now disabled. Remove. On-screen timer. So you make this a timer that's the countdown or whatever. So it's like you're counting down to a big event. Say it's like, oh, it's 5 minutes till the launch of this game. Put a timer up on your screen. And this is something pretty cool. You can make do a sound effect to the command when it's done. And that is tied to a text file, I believe. Text to speech, this is something I pretty much never use. You type in a message here and then it'll speak it out. Quotes. So this system is something that's a bit more complicated. But basically with quote, someone can just type in quote. and it pops out any random quote. At the moment, I only have 2. And then you can add quotes and everything through this, like quote add, then followed by the quote you're adding and things like that. But you got to set your permissions. So who can view the view as here is basically who can type in exclamation mark quote. That should be everyone. Who can add a quote. This is up to you if you want everyone to add them, regulars to add them, moderators to add them, whatever. And these are the people that can add new quotes. And then delete a quote. This is basically who can actually delete the quotes and things like that. Response and format. So basically when they add a quote, this is kind of how it gets put in. So it would be added in as quote, ID number, message, and that's the format it comes out in. Something very simple and easy. Music. So you can have your own music player. This is if you want a music list. Let it load up. Boom. So you have a queue system for your music and that, where people will put in commands to things. So you go song request. I have this disabled. Make it so they can cost points if they want to request a song. If they've got to be who gets a skip permission, so who can say skip this song. Veto basically means skipping this song completely as a vote. Song search. Basically, how these commands work is like you do song request, and you can do like a YouTube video, and you just put in the YouTube's URL, and then that'll play here, and you just have that open and off it goes. You just basically leave it to it. However, the risk of this is obviously the fact of copyright music. You can't play copyright music in your stream. You are responsible for it. So people putting in the songs they like, it could be copyrighted, so you gotta be careful with that. SFXs, sound effects, basically. And these are all just different sound effects that comes up. You can tie them to your commands and stuff, which I'll show later. But so these are a bunch of so these are a bunch of sound effects that you put into your folder. Boom, got them all there. So do I have them all as wave sounds, or is there any like MP3 formats and stuff? So you can read multiple different formats here. And I basically, if we get, for example, a one, that one.
Welcome to the binary. Your code has been implemented into the database.
Now we can tie these commands and everything later, which I will show. GFXs, these are the same, however, to show this. So this here is the GFX window. It is actually also on stream up where the shout outs are in the corner. However, it's green, so you can add a chroma green screen effect to it. So that way it doesn't get messed around with. However, to kind of show what these are, so these are GIFs as well, bear in mind. So it's a GIF you got to put in here, and yet again, you just open media folder, and there they are to add in. Boom. So there you go. See it popping up. You can also see it on stream there. Pops up, fades away, off it goes. And like I say, you can add multiple different GIFs into here. Make this box as big as large as you want, or whatever. And set positions, tie them to a sound, but we don't really need to do tying to the sound here or anything, because we can do all that in the command section. Games, disable. So yeah, that annoys me. I always want my games disabled. I always disable them, but then every time I reopen Scorpbot, it re-enables them. It's annoying as hell. But these are basically something for people to spend their points on that have earned in your channel. So they can do slots, heists, 8-ball, roulette, betting, coming soon, random number, and Russian roulette. I don't have these enabled because, like I say, I want my bytes to be specific, as I want the number, my points to be a specific number, and that's in a multiplication of 8. I don't want that being tampered with. Relay, this is something you don't have to really care about. Basically, if someone sends a message on Twitch, it can relay it back to your Mixer, and if someone sends a message to your Mixer, you can relay it back to your Twitch. That's all that really cares about. interactive soundboards. This will be the only soundboard program I'll be showing off during this stream. As for the actual Soundwave Interactive and Firebot, I have no clue how they work or anything like that. However, I have been fiddling with this one for a few tests. So, you can set your soundboard however you want it and make it do specific things. Now, because this is tied to a bot, this soundboard can do a few things. I'd also like to point out this soundboard can tie into your SFXs, so your sound effect files, and your GIFs, your GFXs. So we can tie into all those, so it can basically do the on-screen prompts of Firebot while doing the sounds of Soundwave, but it can also do bot commands. So I'll connect it for a second. Boom. So underneath me, soundboard should become active, and I can just double click them from in here. But so this one here, the second high right next to test. In fact, if I do this, mod update /w update, so you can get a general idea. Boom. Like disconnect, reconnect. Okay. So soundboard underneath me, and there is one that costs sparks, but nah. So here we have $user, which is, as you've seen before when we did the bytes, $user generally means the user. So if you use this, so if I double click from inside my own bot, it comes up LumusBot here. Now if you go in and press it, boom, bring up my own stream, Mixer. I'm already connected to this channel somewhere else. I know I am. Retry. So here we can see I am signed in as LumusDigital. I press the exact same one, which is this one. LumusDigital here. And things like that. So something that's pretty cool. So we can tie it to do a specific user. This one I was testing for a sound effect file. So yeah, again, open it up.
Hidden code located.
Sound effect works. Mod only. So this one, anyone can see it right now. It's down below. That's why I click on the right one. Boom. Right. So, shit. Give it a mod. So here we have mod. However, only mods can press on it. No one else is allowed to touch it. So I can press it because I'm mod or higher. However, if I do that, give me one. Open up Microsoft Edge over here. So here is another account I actually have. Make sure it's muted. Doing weird things. So Tech Guy, this is the account I claimed ages ago. So if Tech Guy goes to click on it, it won't do anything. He's just pressing a random button. Because he's not a mod. And just to prove this. See? Not a mod. No mod in this channel, so you can press it all day long. It won't do anything because he's not a mod, he's not allowed to press it. However, you can still see the button, which is something I find a little annoying, but oh well. And then this one here, /W, so inside Scorpbot, boom, we've got it to /W user here. So what this coding basically says, /whisper the user here. So now, if I press on this guy, my bot is just whispered Tech Guy, since he's the one that pressed it, here. There's a screen crashing on this thing. So, this way, if you make a command cost nothing, it's something they can spam themselves with. So he can press this all day long, and all he's doing is spamming himself. like, if you're looking at your own chat, you're not seeing this. And the bot's got to catch up with how many times I've just clicked that. Oh, Lord. There we go. So, if I bring this over, there's the chat, there's my chat as thing, as LumusDigital. He's just spammed himself with that. Hasn't bothered me in the slightest. So, like I say, something very cool you can do, you make them cost sparks, add a cooldown to them, add a cooldown group, so when that's pressed, it ties to a group. And I hate this song. Boom. So, something very cool to look into. You can modify your screen size, you can modify the size of all these boards and everything. However, to do that, you've got to disconnect. Not make it visible, and then we can go in and just simply say like, oh, you're now 16. Update. Boom. That's now a really long board, and then when we reconnect, that's how it'll look inside the actual soundboard. So pretty cool. One of the reasons why I like this as well, by the way, so I've not bothered looking into Soundwave or anything like that, because I'm one of these people that likes all my systems to tie together and be in as little places as possible. So the fact that I can make Scorpbot do all this stuff is actually pretty cool for my opinion. Settings! So, not really much to look at here, but when he's booted up, or connect to Mixer and all your accounts you got over here. Alerts. So when someone follows your channel, subs to your channel, gain with sub, host you, or donate, the bot will post something in chat. You can tie it to a GFX and an FSX if you want. But this is also basically making Scorpbot your actual initial alert thing as well, which is, I prefer to leave that to other things because I can do better things on other sites. So when someone follows, I can make a post in, thanks for the follow, user that's just followed, welcome to the binary, and then it goes on from there. You can notice I've got all these ticked apart from StreamJar. There's a reason for this. The reason why the StreamJar one's not linked is because in StreamJar you can go and modify your currency. So you can say, I want my donations to come in pounds. So StreamJar's like, okay then, right, you're going to get your donation in pounds. Someone then donates me, say, £5. The StreamJar bot will then post in my chat going, this user has just donated you £5. So it's like, that's pretty cool. But then Scorpbot will put in, this user's just donated you $5. It only does it in dollar amounts, not the actual currency it is, which is something that needs to be worked on and fixed, but it's a little minor thing. So for that, I've got that unticked, and I let StreamJar handle that until that there's an update for that. Viewers gain hours when streams offline. This I have just unticked because like I don't see why they should. Show viewers as entering and leaving in bot chat. This basically allows me to go into the chat over here. I can see if you when you enter and leave. So you can see that Tech Guy is joined, Tech Guy is left, Secret Lotus is left, Secret Lotus is joined. So that's what that's for. Private whisper on first entry. So when someone first enters your channel, you can make the bot whisper them something. This is a generally good idea to whisper your channel rules and stuff if you want to, or a general overall welcome message, something I need to work on. Whisper cooldown timer. So if they type in a command and it's on cooldown, the bot will whisper on a cooldown timer. However, all my cooldown timers are rather universal, so I don't need to have a need to use this. Since it's all like, oh, you can't use it, that's because you're on a 20-minute cooldown, all the bots on this cooldown. Whisper viewers when currency is used. So if they ever use their currency for something, the bot will whisper them, which is something I should really have ticked. Whisper them, hey, you've just used this many points. Heads up. Viewers can be whispered the command list by typing exclamation mark commands. Now, this is something that's generally good because it just tells them what commands they can use and not the entire list. However, there is a downside about this. They type in exclamation mark commands. Yes, it shows them all the commands they can use. However, it leaves out two very important commands. One, the currency command. It does not tell them how to locate their currency. It does not say exclamation mark points. It does not say exclamation mark bytes. It doesn't say any of that. So far as they're concerned, if they type in exclamation mark commands, your channel does not have a currency system, as far as they're concerned. It does not tell them the commands on how to use the games. It does not tell them the commands for the quotes. It only tells them the commands that are inside the command list. So the command tab we have up here, any commands in that tab is what it will whisper. Any commands outside of that tab, so currency, giveaway, inside your tools, your quotes, anything like that, it will not whisper them. It will not bother telling them about it. That is something I don't like because it's not passing the full information along. So for that reason, I've got it disabled and I've got my own work around that inside commands. Show images in chat, I have that disabled because I don't even want to. Show emoji in chat, just emotes. Viewers can search Steam library by typing exclamation mark Steam. Basically, this lets them do something like exclamation mark Steam. Final. Can't even spell it right. Fantasy 13. Boom. That. And then that. Boom. So they type in exclamation mark Steam, followed by the game. And if the closest game it can find in Steam, it will post a link saying, this is currently this much, here's the price, here's the way you go to find it. Pretty useful in my opinion. Display points with a comma. So if they get over 1,000, it'll start commenting it all off and stuff like that. Only check the five messages to see if it's repeat. So basically, if I type the exact same message 5 times in a row and I go to type it again, it will auto-delete the extras if I have it ticked. Show a timestamp in the message chat. So basically, if I go back over the chat, dump, timestamps it all, so I can see when it happened. Play a sound when your name is mentioned in chat, so it's like a little ping system. However, I've got my own system for that. Play a sound when a new message appears in Twitch chat or Mixer chat. Pretty much exactly as the top one. Stream info. I would like this if it properly worked. It doesn't, unfortunately, at the moment. Link protection. So if you don't want random links spammed in your chat, you can use this. So you can alert links and delete links, and it gives warnings. You can do that. Same with your caps. So you can basically let the bot do the entire work for you. Filter words. So if your channel is not an 18+ and you want certain words filtered, like the words fuck and shit, you put them in here and the bot will see them, and the moment it's posted, it will be auto-deleted. The bot will be like, nope, that's a bad word. We're not allowed to use that here. And afterwards, it can whisper to the person going, we don't use that word here. And after so long, you can see you can put them on a timeout, and you say how long they're on timeout for. Pretty cool system. And at the bottom here, we have the regular and editor list. So what do these two lists mean? So regular, it means they've achieved a certain amount of points, so they automatically become a regular at 1,024 bytes in my channel. So once you've hit that many points, you'll automatically hit the regular list. And editor, regular base means you're a higher rank viewer, and certain ranks also achieve to that. Editors. Editors are people that can do special bot commands that can actually literally edit a bot command inside your bot. And I don't know them commands fully, however, when we look at StreamYard's website in a little bit, you'll see what I mean by that. So these people can literally add, delete, edit commands from within inside your chat for your bot. Now to these things. So timer commands, these are going to work the exact same way as commands, just in a timer format. And I'll explain the timer format bits because I'm going to explain the fully command bits inside the command tool bar. So, first of all, there's minimal chat lines. How many lines of chat have to be spoken before it will put in the next command? So, an example, I'm going to put in here 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 lines of chat. I was maybe the one that put them all there, but that's 3 separate lines of chat. So that condition's been met. So, as far as it's concerned, it can do that. Intervals. So how long of a time period between posting each one will it do? So we can see here we've got 190 seconds before I post the next thing. Once these 2 conditions have been met, so if it's been 10 minutes but 3 lines of chat have not been spoken, it will not post. So these 2 conditions are met as to meet before you post the next one. You can put timers onto individual cooldowns themselves with this bit here, but you see I've got them all on 0 because I don't see a need in it. And that's how that works. It'll slowly go through them all one by one. So you can see this arrow, this is the currently selected one, so when that hits 0, this will be the one that posts, and then we'll move up to the top one and then go down, down, down. Commands! Right, this is where most people get complicated. I think it's very, very complicated when it doesn't. So, some command variables we're going to look at. Boom. These are ones you're going to be generally using. I didn't want it in there twice. Okay. So these are the four the four codes inside a command that you'll need to learn, because these are the ones you're going to be using the most. There are other ones, but they come with special conditions and things like that. So $user basically means the user to put in the command. So if I find, do I have a one? Yes, I do. Hello. So hello user, are you having a good day? So I put in exclamation mark hello, and it prompts me back because I'm the one that put it in. I'm the one that gets the message. Dollar tag. Oh, shut up. Doing tech things. Someone's asking if I'm streaming. Yes. Live. Right. Now. Doing tech show. Boom. Okay. So $target when you type in a command. So if I do something like this one. So where I'm going to find it in here. Here we go. Exclamation mark SW. So here we have go follow $target at mixer.com/$target. There is a one you can do for this, but I believe it was broken. I don't know if it's fixed. Data scanned. Downloading files. Basically what this does, when I type the command like that, exclamation mark SO at Sacred Lotus. Sacred Lotus is the target of that command. So how that command works, it just needs the SO and the $target thing needs to be in the coding bit down here. So because that works as wherever $target is and that other thing is, it replaces it with the target I'm targeting it at. So that's a shout out towards that type of thing. So like I say, these are two very simple commands that you use these two probably the most. SFX and GFX, these are very simple to learn. The FFX one, in fact, there's really no need to go into explanation about SFX because it's this easy. You've got them all here. So it's simply saying, I want that one, add it. Boom, there you go, that's it sorted. Don't need to really go into too much complication for that one. That's how it works. And it's just simply tie them to a command and things like that. GFX though, it is simple. However, you can't do all the work for you. So it's $GFX, because that's what's using, and then in brackets, animation name. So by this, we go to GFX, and we get its name. So there it says heart. Whoop. Heart. Which I can show a command in with that in. So then we simply replace that with heart and then boom. So the thing I'll show here, hint hint, this is a command that's actually a secret command that's not in my command list whatsoever. Boom. So here we have GFX, heart, well done, you found a secret code, SFX, hidden code. So if I type that in, helps if I spell heart right.
Hidden code located.
See? So it's done the GFX and the SFX. Super simple to learn. Before I said I had a fix around for my exclamation mark commands. Very simple one. I made my own. So if you type in exclamation mark commands, here's the list of my commands. There's the bytes in it. there's the quote in it, and things like that. I also have other levels of commands, so a command list for my mods. So if you're the level of mod, this is the commands you can use. I also have a one somewhere. Here we go. A list of commands you can use if you're my regular. So I fixed the problem I had with exclamation mark commands built into Scorpbot by making my own exclamation mark commands. And you can make literally as many or as little commands as you want. And you see they've all got their own permissions and things like that. Super simple to make. I'm assuming I made this one just before the show, which is something I'll go into in a moment. But there's so many different things. When you're getting complicated though, it's when you start using commands like this. Because there are commands where it can become super complicated for you, and I advise learning those at the time you need to learn them. And the commands I use on a regular basis. Some of these I don't know fully what they do, but it's just like dollar points is like how many points have they got, hours, how many hours they got. URL, this is normally a thing that people were using for shoutouts, but it's that like when we swapped over to Mixer, it was still saying beam, so I just went in and did my own version. Write file, so this will write to a text file. You can see here, write file, blah 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 blah. Bot name, caster name. Timeout, pretty much like if I make clear, bump. So you can time out the user for so long by putting in a command. Jesus Christ. Same could be done with ban, which is something I use. So ban brackets name. I do this a different way by just doing ban brackets target. Set game, take points, set rank. Like there's a lot of different things that go into it. That's a bit more that you're not going to be using on a regular basis. So my advice is learn what all these other variables inside the bot command mean when you need them. As basic ones you only need for now would be user, target, SFX, and GFX. There are some preset commands built out for you. So shout out caster, so you can see this where you use the URL. Uptime, so you get an uptime command and things like that. So these are some of the commands that are pre-built in for you. To help learn a bit more about these commands, boom. Boom. I advise going to Scorpbot's website because it has some of the command codes that you can use. There we go. And also realising the entire time I'm going to share over that. So here is actually a few things that aren't actually fully listed inside Scorpbot about how to use. So just go to guide, and then from here you can teach you all like how to connect to everything. But then here's where it starts telling you about stuff. So permissions, this tells you about this stuff purely for when you go to add as an editor inside the chat, how to add the commands, which it will tell you about later and stuff. It also tells you about what all the variables are for, what each individual variable does, and basics of how it works. So I recommend looking in. Points, how the point system works. So these are some commands that it doesn't tell you about. So points add, point remove, point give. And this is what I meant by an editor now. So this is the editor section basically. Command add, command edit, command remove. And then you've got to go into all these other different bits of variable coding to add in the actual full-on command. This is something I haven't fully learnt yet. However, something I will say about bot commands and coding and things like that. At first glance, it is going to be intimidating. It is going to be scary. But I promise you, take the time to learn it, face it. After about a solid day of looking at your bot commands and how they work and learning the basics behind them, it'll be 10 times easier. I promise you that. 'Cause I thought the exact same thing when I looked at bots and that. It's like, this is complicated as fuck. I don't want to do this. I want to get someone else to do it for me. I spent literally a solid week fully learning, like going through like what does each visual thing, what can I do if I do this and this, and it got to the point where it's just like, yeah, just do this, 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 and that works. Experiment. It will come out okay. You're not gonna break anything. Counters tells you about your counters and stuff and how your different counter commands. So exclamation mark counter is the counter we put in. So before when I put in khdef, that's what it means by there. So when it says counter here, just replace it with whatever you put in. So you got minus to take one out, reset to reset it, and then a number followed to actually set it to a specific number. And I need what's that? Quite surprised I've been going for an hour and a half already. Quotes. So yeah, again, quote system. Exclamation mark quote to play around a quote. Exclamation mark quote followed by a number gives you the quote specific. Quote add text. So quote add and then it adds one, and then quote delete number. Giveaways, again, like I say, it's got all these other commands that it doesn't show inside Scorpbot, so it's really advisable to go over to thing. Here's an example of an editor adding a command to a thing. So command add exclamation mark caster space plus M, so moderators or higher, followed by the command itself. So this is what you type in to do it, I believe. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the command you type in. So you type in exclamation mark caster followed by your target, since it's got a target command in there, and that's how it comes out. As an example there of how it works, what you basically have to learn is all these, which, like I said, it shows you at the very top here. Plus A, anyone, and all that stuff. So this is what you need to learn to do the editing stuff. Like I said, I just haven't taken the time yet. So that is Scorpbot.